Could Walmart Spark be fool's gold? You might say, oh,
Why in the world are you saying that?
because right now, technically, personally, I'm actually having a pretty good experience. Not too sure if it's just because of the holiday season around that Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maybe it could be that. Maybe because I'm brand new to the app and they're just feeding me really good offers. Then when I'm on the platform a little bit, it just kind of dwindles away where I don't see all those great, exciting offers. Only time is truly going to tell, and especially in these next few months coming. As I keep on testing out, as I keep on going out on these Spark ride-alongs, and you get to come with me, as you already have, and we witness so many different things, mainly these three Walmart Spark services, which is package delivery, which you still pick up from right there at the Walmart curbside. And you also have the curbside grocery pickup. And generally that's going to be about 2 to 3 different customers. And I like how they bring all the products out and they all separate it for you, but you still have to scan everything. But they'll put like the biggest order that they have maybe in your trunk, then they'll put that next order in the back seat, then the other order right there beside you in the front seat, which is right where I would like it. I know some people might want to just divide it in their back seat. Hey, that's cool. You may have a nice little setup where you're putting it in like a basket. Hey, that's good. Whatever works for you. But in this video, we're going to look at a few different offers, kind of examine these things and see, would you take it? Should I not have taken it? Did I even take it? And much more. But generally, when I get started with my day, usually around 6 a.m., I'm just there pretty much scrolling through my app, trying to see what's the best for me. And I usually see like a bunch of different places. Like for here is like, see a Cedar Hill. Let's keep on scrolling down. I see another one that's coming. It's like Waxahachie. I know I've seen Dallas before, DeSoto, Lancaster, Red Oak, many different Walmarts and places of these stores around me. And we have to decipher which one is the best one for me. That's what you have to think. That's what I have to think. What is the best one for me to take? What's going to make the most sense? Because what we're going to be trying to find is we're going to be first going to look at the dollars per mile ratio. That's the first thing I'm looking at, along with what town is it in? Is it in the same town that I'm at? Because if it's not, do I have to travel another 5, 10, or even 15 minutes just to get to that Walmart? So all these things can be crucial because this thing, if you just accept it and order and you have to travel 15 miles and it's like another 10 miles away from that Walmart, what if it's taking you another 10 miles out of the way? Wow, that could really put you in a situation that you might not want to be in, which is actually was in one of my ride-alongs when I actually chased incentive pay. And we'll talk a little bit more about incentive pay here in a few moments, but let's look at a few offers here. Here we have $29.68, 2 different stops, 1.5 miles. 39 minutes. This is excellent. Money to miles ratio. Well over $2 per mile. And especially when I'm looking for an offer, I am looking for an offer at least $20 to make sure, just in case, if this offer actually takes me an hour, at least it actually covers my hour. Now, that doesn't mean I've never taken like a $18, $17 because I have, but it's kind of like the Pirates of Caribbean. It's not rules, it's more like guidelines, really. So you don't actually just have to follow to a T and dot those I's and cross those T's, but it has to make some sense. And this order definitely makes some sense. But let's look at it a little bit further because the next stop, because if you hit this little arrow icon up here, you can see a little bit more information, such as all the details in the pay. You got the delivery at $16.35. You got your extra earnings of $2.65. You got the customer tip at $10.68. But here's what I'm actually looking at. How many stops and how many items and what is the quantity? Because if this is like, what if it's 150 items and X amount of quantity? Man, I don't want to put myself in a predicament where I'm going to be like, mind blown, taking me 2 hours instead of just an hour. Because even though it might quote me at a X amount of time, sometimes these orders takes us a little bit longer than anticipated. But with this one right here, with 25 items, 29 miles, that was definitely ideal for me, and I was good. And I got this order within my hour. But let's look at another offer here. This was $41.19. 2 stops, 9.8 miles, 43 minutes. Only thing I didn't like about this was the mileages. It's like how far it was actually taking me out. It's basically 10 miles. But I was like, you know what? This is $41. Who cares? This is definitely over the $2 per mile ratio. And I'm going to make $41 and change in at least an hour. Come on now. For me, this is a no-brainer. Even though I know I'm going to have to travel that 10 miles back, it still covers my time, which is my money to time ratio. And a lot of times, money to time ratio is more important to me than the money per miles ratio. Be sure and put what you think in the comment box. Do you rather look at the money to time ratio or the money to miles ratio? Which is your primary focus? Now, I know you might be asking, well, how many items is this? Now, I don't have that screenshot for you, but this was actually around that same amount, which is like between, it was like 25 to 30. So this was a beautiful, beautiful order. And also notice these are actually shopping orders. Now, with these shop and delivers, I'm not so thrilled with all the time because I actually had to physically go in there, pick up each and every item, scan all the products. I might have to deal with a customer substitution. Sometimes they reject it. Sometimes they might request who knows what. But just having to deal with that little bit of extraness is kind of like just a little bit the extra stress of the shop and deliver if you're not kind of used to or really want to actually shop for the item. But there's 2 other Spark services that we're going to be talking about that you actually might like and I do like. And one of them is, as we already kind of hinted about, like the curbside pickup, where all you got to do is just go to that area that Walmart has for us, where you just got to go and park and put the number where you're at and they come bring the items to you, which is beautiful. And for me, that seems to save a lot more time. Sometimes this seems to mean more mileages for me. But you know what? If I don't have to shop it, sometimes those mileages don't really affect me, or I don't really think about it all that much because I don't mind the drive. And just like we see here, this is quoted 45 minutes, 15 miles though. That was the ouch part, but 26 and change, I think I can do that with only 2 drop-offs. That was good. I can handle that. Now let's look at the quantity of items. Now, when it comes to the quantity of items, which is 15 and 32, hey, I'm not the one that actually really has to go shop for this thing, so I don't really care about it as much since it's just a curbside pickup. Now, if I found out if these things are like so big, like a barbecue grill or a massive TV that would not fit in the car, that would be an issue. But it's right now, most of the items is nothing I really have to worry about. Overall, this is definitely an order that I felt that worked out in my favor. Now let's look at a package delivery. Because with these package delivery orders here, here's a great example of the route that you see, that all those little gray circles, which is all those places that I actually had to go to. And at the time, the 2 ones that were like the furthest away, I didn't really focus more on that, but I really was just trying to figure out, okay, I see the amount of money is $61.26, and I saw it's 22 stops. I was like, well, okay, I can probably do that. 32 items, 40 quantity. But you still got to know a little bit more about this. This is going to be 44.3 miles, 2 hours and 21 minutes. So miles and money, I did not like it at all. And I almost didn't take it just because of that. But only reason I took this thing was mainly because of the time to money ratio. Because I saw that I was going to be getting over $20 an hour and it's going to be paying me back. And I've already had a pretty good successful day and I was going to do this just to pretty much end my shift. But other than going to those 2 that is a long way out, this was a really good offer and a good order for me that worked out. But one other thing I want to talk to you about is incentive pay, because these incentive pays I've seen where you can just like do like $4 on an order, or it could be like maybe $12 extra for 3 qualifying trips. But this example, which is the one I actually received and I completed, which is earned 17 extra dollars with 3 qualifying trips. And honestly, I just felt like on my very first try of doing this, it seemed like a real struggle just to even find any of these trips that actually qualified as a trip. I'm like, is there anything? I remember last time I went around with this, and I actually was successful, I felt like I was chasing the incentive pay. And a little bit I was, but I was able to complete it and actually to be a pretty successful day. And here's one of the offers here. This was a $28.21. The delivery pay was actually $14.39, extra earnings 70 cents, tips $13.12. And I already had like 2 incentive pay trips. This was the one that was going to give me my bang for my buck to get my $17. So it was only 3 stops, which is one of those stops was Walmart. Then it was going to go to 2 customers. 25 items, 27 quantity. Cool. I was able to complete both of those trips to get that one incentive. And that was one of the things that I did not know in the very beginning of doing Spark and these incentive trips. Because when I saw that multi-incentive, I first thought that, is this like an incentive pay that's actually going to allow me to get 2 incentives since I'm stopping at 2 different places? But no, please don't think like that the way I did or had hope, because if you think like that, you're going to be sadly disappointed like I was, like, oh man, crap. But just one of these offers here that says multi-trip incentive, it's just going to be just one incentive. And you're going to have to keep on finding another offer that says multi-trip incentive. You're going to have to keep on going until you met the goal. But here's the thing. Since I've been doing Walmart Spark for the past several weeks, what is my assessment? Do I see this as gold or do I see this as fool's gold? Because right now I don't have any objectives of saying this is fool's gold, even though I still see some bad offers out there, but I just let them go on by. I'm not taking those. I'll let somebody else take it. I'll let Spark go ahead and raise that price to make it more worth it. But generally, I'm just going to wait for those right offers that make sense to me, and I'm going to take them. There's been a slow day, and there will be more slow days. But what are you going to do on those days? You can just multi-app and be ready. That's one thing. You got to be ready to multi-app. You need to have other apps just in case things do get slow. Such I have Uber Eats, DoorDash, Roadie. All these things combined can turn my day completely around. But so far, I haven't had anything less than $23 an hour when I'm just doing Walmart Spark. So I'm just like, how you doing? And multiple times I've been over 25. I'm just like, that's great. Especially for my area and my market, because what I've been used to with some of these other apps, I've been lucky sometimes just to get $20. I was like, oh, great, awesome, I made $20 an hour. But now I'm just like, okay, this has been like the normal. And if I continue to go out after these holidays and having this type of success, this is a great situation to be in. So the best thing I can actually say for you is try it in your market and see if it works. If not, maybe there's another app that you can find success with. And I hope you found value out of this video. So if you would, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and see me in the next video.